Hey guys, Victoria here, and welcome to the Geeky Sandbox. So today we are going to be doing a non-spoiler review over the movie Mickey 17, which I realize I still need to rate and review on Letterboxd. So Mickey 17 is directed, written by the great masterful mind that is behind Parasite, Bong Joon Ho, and I am excited to talk about this movie. I was really intrigued by the idea, and this is another adaptation. We have a lot of book to movie adaptations this year. This one was originally called Mickey 7, which is written by Edward Ashton, and it's the same kind of idea. Whenever it was adapted this year, it was made into Mickey 17. So there's some slight touches and changes there. Just to give you guys an idea of who is in this movie, if you have not heard of it before, we have Robert Pattinson, we have Naomi Ackie, we have Steven Yeun, Mark Ruffalo, Toni Collette, Steve Park, Patsy Farron, and several others. Of course, I always have to try to explain it in my own words first. So Mickey 17 is about a guy who desperately wants to get off of Earth, and he signs up for an expendable program where they have created and have forged things together to create the technology of printing people. So when you die, it's really not the end, and they're kind of experimenting with it. At first, it was banned on Earth, and then we have a political figure who seemed to have lost the race, who's played by Mark Ruffalo, and he convinces their Congress to let him continue the testing with the printing and stuff on a different planet where they can kind of use these expendables to find cures for diseases and other harmful elements that are out there. So exposing these expendables, using them, and then reprinting them, and then taking that data that they retrieved and using that to create vaccines and cures and stuff like that. And so obviously our expendable is Robert Pattinson's Mickey. And as you guessed, we spend a lot of time with Mickey 17, who desperately wants to live and is trying to actually find a way to stop this program because he realizes that it's a big problem. The official description of this movie: a disposable employee is sent on a human expedition to colonize the ice world Niflheim. After one iteration dies, a new body is regenerated with most of his memories intact. Just in terms of the performances, first of all, God, Robert Pattinson was amazing. Like, I was talking to my friend Gilbert about it. Shout out to Gilbert. He saw it, and one of the things that he talked about that I want to talk about too is just the voice that he gave this character, like that unrecognizable. And never at any point was I like, that's Robert Pattinson. I was like, this is Mickey Barnes. And I appreciate that so much, just the hard work. I just appreciate the way he crafted his version of the character that, you know, pays homage to the book, but also brings to life what Bong Joon Ho was trying to convey. It's also always really fun to see Steven Yeun play someone that's just the complete opposite of who we saw him play for years on The Walking Dead as Glenn. Just kind of seeing him be this obnoxious character that uses the crutch of friendship as a way to guilt Mickey throughout the movie is pretty interesting. Mark Ruffalo also was standout. Toni Collette is always amazing, so she always has her flowers automatically. But I want to talk about Mark Ruffalo for a second. He is having so much fun with all these very like strange and bizarre roles, and I'm here for it, and I love it so much. He did so well making you hate him, and I'm just like, oh my God, it's just, I don't want to hate you, Mark Ruffalo, but we hated Kenneth Marshall, who is the old politician that he played. And obviously Naomi Ackie, we last saw her in Don't Blink, or no, that's the wrong movie, Blink Twice. And she was really good too. She was in it a lot more than I thought she was going to be, which I really enjoyed and appreciate. I love the dynamic between her character and the Mickeys. But moving forward in terms of the plot, I thought it was very easy to follow. There were a lot of like loose strings here and there, but I feel like in the end they all kind of tied back into the same story. In terms of the script, since I just mentioned the plot, I feel like the script was pretty clean in my opinion, but I do feel like they really wanted you to be able to tell the difference between, you know, Mickey 17 and then another Mickey. And so that Mickey was drastically different. And I don't think that there was quite enough build up to let us see why this version of him was so different. Like usually all the memories that they have whenever they're reprinted is intact. So I'm wondering if this is just a Mickey that was just fed up with everything. And then we have Mickey 17, who's like drastically different from 18. And so maybe if they would have incorporated a little bit more of like just how different each version was, then maybe it wouldn't have felt so jarring. But I still enjoyed it, and I had fun seeing Robert Pattinson just kind of like play both sides of that. It did feel a bit long, and there was one point where I thought the story was going to end, but it continued. And I think for good reason. I think the conclusion that they had with the movie was needed. I think if it would have ended where I thought it was going to, I don't know if that would have been as effective. I think they really wanted to tie off all those loose ends, and I can respect a story that does that. So I'm excited just to see what you guys think about this movie. So I'm going to go ahead and give you my rating. I give Mickey 17 4 out of 5 geeks. Originally last night I was thinking more like 3.5, but I think this movie deserves a 4 out of 5. I feel like it's really solid. Like I said, there are a couple of things they could have cleaned up. Honestly, I'm willing to go up to a 4.5, like maybe once I talk to a few more people about it, but it's really good and I could definitely see myself watching this movie again. But yes, guys, have you seen Mickey 17 yet, and what do you think about it? If you're new around here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get more videos like this one. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!